from KUDZUKIAN Studios in Memphis, Tennessee.
It's Best in Blue.
Connecting you, the listener, to the everyday inner workings of the Memphis Police Department. Best in Blue.
Hi, this is DC, and you're listening to Best in Blue right here on the KUDZUKIAN Network. The Best in Blue program is a platform that Director Rollins helped create to shine a light on the Memphis Police Department, and also to give our citizens an opportunity to see the inner workings of their best, to see how the men and women operate on a day-to-day basis. And we want to make sure that on this program you can hear from the Memphis Police Department, right, the boots on the ground, so to speak, and also your director. He's oftentimes with us, and we want to make sure that when he's here, that you're here with us, and we want to make sure when he sends his leadership team that you're here with us as well. So always connect with us right here on the Best in Blue on the KUDZUKIAN Network. Today, we have got with us Colonel D.L. Sheffield, who happens to be the station commander at Appling Farms. And welcome to the program, Colonel Sheffield. How are you, sir?
We're good, and I thank you for the opportunity to be here and go over this. It's been important to me, and I thank the director for this platform also.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, I got to make sure people understand that your first name is Daryl. It's D.L., but now you and I, we share something because we spell our name the same way, so we got to be great minds. Thought I'd throw that out.
That's the correct way to spell that.
That's right. Everybody else spells it wrong, right? Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your station, Appling Farms, a little bit about the makeup of that station out there.
Well, Appling Farms is the pretty much the east side of Memphis. We go from Perkins, and Perkins turns into Stratford, and we go east all the way to the unincorporated county, wow. Which actually, you go down Park on the south side, yeah. And it's pretty much east between Germantown and Bartlett and all the way to the unincorporated area, which encompasses an area about 4 miles, 5 miles, all the way to Fayette County line, down 64.
Wow.
56 square miles, about 120,000 people.
120,000.
That's a rough estimate. It's probably more than that now.
Yeah. Wow. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that challenge you on a day-to-day basis. And I know one of the large things that challenge you is this issue we have with auto thefts and the auto burglaries. Talk a little bit about I guess, the issue that your officers are facing on a day-to-day basis and the assistance that the citizens can give you with relationship to auto thefts and the burglaries.
Okay. One of the most prevalent Part 1 crimes that Appling Farms has is theft from motor vehicles or auto burglary, and then your motor vehicle thefts would be a next one. Larceny's theft itself is probably the worst. We have some of the other personal crimes, but this is the biggest one. The officers of the Appling Farms station, they are nonstop busy. You're talking about an area that has a Germantown corridor, Summer corridor, Poplar corridor. Wow. We have about 5 sections of the interstate that we patrol, and they're nonstop busy. However, the ones that are out there, they're engaged, they're involved. The detectives and the task force that I've got are nonstop on top of this. It's just a lot to it.
Now, so a lot of your detectives now, I understand some of the GIB, are they based now in some of these stations now?
Now, the detectives that work these theft motor vehicles and motor vehicle thefts, they're all out of the precincts, all out of the stations.
Wow.
They and we have a group that it's a task force that goes out and kind of augments the GIBs and targets this type crimes here.
So I guess on an annual basis in your area, so to speak, in that Appling Farms area, in terms of pure numbers, you got a number. Let's just say, was there 10,000 or maybe 15,000 auto burglaries last year?
Now, I hate to say it, but the Appling Farms has thousands and thousands of those. Of course, now it goes along with the other thing we work about 6,000 crashes a year also, which kind of ties up our personnel and they have to be on those. But there's thousands of those.
How can the average citizen, I'm sitting here and you're telling me that we've got thousands and thousands of burglaries as well as auto thefts. How can we, as a citizenry, assist the Memphis Police Department in cutting this number at least in half?
A lot of things that the public can do is actually just pay attention to stuff. The police department has a program. It's Stow It, Don't Show It, which the bottom line on that one is you put the stuff up that people are looking to steal.
Yeah.
There's a number of things you can do. Secure your vehicle, lock the doors. A large number of these, the ones that are doing these thefts,
yeah,
they're walking down neighborhoods, pulling on door handles, and every door that's open, they go in and rummage through the car or whatever. You roll the windows up, you lock the doors, you get an alarm. A lot of people have alarms, they just don't set them. That's the problem with some burglars, they just don't set the alarm. GPS, you got stuff that's trackable. Everybody has these iPhones and stuff. They got Find My Phone on it. Well, use it. Learn how to use your stuff. A lot of people don't want to leave their doors locked or the windows up because people break the window or break the door open. Well, if you're going to leave the windows open and the doors open and unlocked and everything, don't leave anything in it. You can't even leave change in the console. A lot of us go to the drive-through and throw some change in that console.
Everybody does that.
These folks will go in there just for the change that's in the console.
Well, let me ask you this, Colonel. So I've got this issue now with these burglaries and with these thefts. Is there, and a lot of us see this stuff in the movies, is there like a ring that you all have done in your investigation? Have you seen a major auto theft ring or an auto theft burglary ring here in your area?
Well,
especially in
I don't know if there's a lot of organized rings.
Oh, I got you.
Previously talked to several of the different units that MGU always in contact with us. We try to make sure that it's not something connected.
Sure.
But I think a lot of this theft is opportunist, or people who go to a hotel in the area and they break into 3 trucks and get 5 guns out of 3 trucks, and that's what a lot of them are looking for. And especially the gun thing. If you're not being responsible with your items that you leave here and there, you're actually adding to other crime. So you can start with a mere auto burglary, which is not as significant, but they get the guns, they get the weapons, and they start using those to do robberies and other more significant crimes. So,
I want to talk a little bit about that weapon piece in just in another minute, but I want to kind of zero in on you're asking the citizens, number one, to lock your car. Lock your car. If you've got items in it, stow it away. I mean, I imagine just covering it up probably going to pique my interest a little bit more if I see something covered up, right?
Right. Well, I would not suggest just covering things up.
Yeah.
It either has to be stowed. A lot of times, and I hate to pick on the women, but that bag is always there. And the criminals know if that bag doesn't go with them, it's in the car. So you don't just leave it and cover it up because they know it's there. They're watching you. You go to the mall and they may be watching. So don't leave it there. If you're you're gonna go and you've got a backpack, a bag, a lot of
computer bag,
a lot of people carry those, and so you just can't leave it sitting there. You put it in the trunk first, as in stow it, and then go. And then somebody walks by, there's nothing sitting there, so they walk to the next car.
Now, in terms of an education piece, now, do you all have officers that I'm assuming that visit certain areas in that station that give out this type of information? If people have questions, what should they do in terms of the stow it and don't show it type program? Should they just call a station?
Right. Call the station, 636-4400, and the desk officer will direct you to someone. The neighborhood watch is what we usually run that off of. Ms. Sego is my neighborhood watch coordinator. And each and every neighborhood watch meeting, any community meeting that comes in, we try to push the stow it, don't show it, and that. I have lots of those posters and pamphlets.
Gotcha. Stow it, don't show it. You're listening to The Best in Blue right here on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Everybody get up! running down the street with my radio on, listening to funky politics.
The mayor of the city of Memphis, Mayor Jim Strickland. How are you, sir?
Fantastic.
We keep it real, we keep it right, and we keep it funky.
Funky Politics, part of the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Hey, I'm Major Lambert Ross with the Memphis Police Department Homicide and Violent Crimes Unit, and you're listening to the Best in Blue on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
I go to work like a doctor. When I rock the mic, you got to like the way I operate. I make miracles happen just for rapping. I'm so lyrically potent, and I'm floating and exploding on the scene. Mean, I got the potential to make it go then chill.
Hey, this is DC, and you're listening to Best in Blue right here on the KUDZUKIAN Network. Folks, you know the Best in Blue. It's a great program. Director Rollins created this platform so that the members of the Memphis Police Department could actually be right on your radio, or could be right there on the TV for you to see on our Best in Blue program. It's a matter of trying to get our community connected with our police department so that, guess what? You get a bird's eye view of what they do every day, and our officers are out there on a day-to-day basis trying to do the work of our community, trying to keep us safe and secure. And on today's show, we've got not only one of the finest in Best in Blue, but we've got Colonel D.L. Sheffield, who happens to be the station commander for the Appling Farms Station. And welcome to our program, Colonel Sheffield. How are you, sir?
I'm good today, sir. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Hey, we're glad to have you here. We want to talk a lot about, we talked a lot about auto theft and the burglary piece and the stow it and don't show it program that you all are really, really trying to push with our community in terms of when you have things in your car that are visible, you leave and you're giving these folks an opportunity to either steal the car or to break the window to get those items out. Correct, sir?
Oh, yeah. Every day.
Well, we also want to talk, there's a couple of other things. The legislature didn't really do a lot of the police departments around the country. Not only our legislature, but I think even the Congress didn't do a lot of police departments around the country any justice when they relaxed a lot of the gun laws. And folks are now stowing those weapons in their cars. And I would say the unintended consequences, Colonel, is that you got folks breaking in cars and they're stealing all these weapons, and now we got a lot of these weapons on the street. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. We got a lot. They're targeting that just for that. You know, if you hit one and you get it one, that's kind of like a gambler. They go back for another one. Tennessee didn't help us. The legislature on several of the most recent laws that they passed have actually contributed to some of the crime numbers we're looking at now. Basically, leaving your gun in the car without a permit. You don't have to have a permit to carry your gun in the car if you have a legitimate reason to have the car or a legal right to the car. They just didn't finish it. They didn't say anything about securing that weapon in the car, and that should have been part of the law, and they should have defined what secure is. And
who is the legislature listening to? I mean, they're listening to, I'm assuming, citizens or some, I don't know who. Hey, we need to be able to carry our gun, and I want to be able to keep it in my car. I mean, I don't get this.
I think one of the, and it's just kind of speculation, my idea that it came from a rural area.
Yeah.
Rural areas don't have the theft problem that the urban areas do. Nashville, Knoxville, Chattanooga is experiencing the same type of increase in the thefts because of that legislation. And it also has other legislation that has to do with theft and grading of theft that's increasing that also. The one of the things I suggest that maybe the legislature should have done, they should have described secured. This box that I brought with us is a lock box. It's one of the most minimal things that you could actually do to say you have secured your weapon. This is made to put your weapon in, and then you close it, and this cable goes through the box, and you go around the seat, which attaches the box to the seat framework, and you lock it. So you got the gun in there. Most of the ones that are breaking the cars are not bringing pry bars and all that.
Sure.
This box cost about $15. I mean,
wow, $15 for this thing right here?
It's a real small price to try to insure. Now the better ones are built-in safes, and they make them where they bolt them there. This box would even be better if you just took it and drilled the bottom out and screwed it to the floor.
Yeah,
and you have a permanent there. And they make them with the roller type lock and everything.
So I'm assuming that you're saying that the unintended consequence of having these relaxed gun laws now have gotten us to a point where, we've got people breaking in cars and they're actively looking for weapons.
Yes, they target trucks mostly. A lot of times people do things that are not good. They put, if you like Glock pistols, they put a big Glock sticker on the back window. Or if you like to
Real
shoot,
smart.
if you like to shoot, you kind of support your range, and you got big sticker on the back that says "I shoot at range so and so," and that kind of thing. Well, the guys are targeting guns, and they're looking for your pickup. Of course, now some of us are notorious about driving trucks and carrying guns, so they look for us too.
Well, actually, I guess some years ago, and I think even before the legislation was out there, this new list is that you oftentimes saw guys driving these trucks with the gun rack, right there, and I don't see a lot of that anymore.
No, you really can't do that. Of course, now, when I was in school, I carried a shotgun in the truck, so
wow.
So it's a change in everything.
It's a difference in society now.
But there's a whole lot more theft going on. I don't know if there's more thieves or just more people.
Wow, that's saying a lot right there. I don't know if there's more thieves and it could be both.
Maybe one.
Well, let me ask you this also. Another thing, and we're sticking to this auto piece. It's cold outside, and I hate getting in a cold car. And I'm gonna go warm my car up, and I'm gonna go back in the house and keep drinking my cup of coffee and eating my donuts or my sausage and biscuit or what I want to do. I understand that really that's illegal.
Well, it's more so just not very smart as illegal. However, there are ordinances and laws that address unattended vehicles. Yeah. If I could say it just right off the bat, do not leave your car running and unattended, period, anywhere. Lots of people do it to warm the car up, to
run in the gas station.
Run into the gas station. I'm just going to go get a pack of cigarettes, and they leave it outside. Never, ever leave it running. Now, we have a city ordinance that we've been writing people ordinance summonses to court, and it's usually a $50 fine, but it's for leaving your car running with the keys in it. Now, there's a state law also that would apply, which would cause a little more, and it's the same type law. And but those are just minimal on that. Here's what happens with those. You leave your car running, and someone takes it, and then now they're mobile. They can go anywhere and everywhere, and they commit any kind of crime that they want to using your car. Yeah. They do bump and run robberies. Yeah. They do other car thieves. They ride around and find them. Now, that's just what they do there. A lot of people do things like they'll go in, they'll put the person in the car, and they'll start it, and they'll go in the house. Sometimes when it's really cold, I start my own car, but I'm standing at the door watching the car. Yeah. And I don't ever leave it where you can't get to it. Yeah. We've had cases where people have put their children in a car or left their children in the car with it running, and the child is kidnapped by someone who just jumps in the car. Now, they probably don't intend to take the child, but are you willing to risk your child's life? Because we've had reported cases where somebody had kidnapped a child in a running car, and that child ended up being killed. Yeah. So when you start talking about laws, a mere ordinance summons for leaving your car running is not the worst thing that could happen to you. So as your car gets stolen with your child in that car, you're looking at a long-time problem, and that's on top of your own personal grief. Wow. And all because I wanted to warm the car up, or it's a convenience. Colonel, it's a convenience. Well, I mean, I don't want to cut. Why don't I want to cut it off to go and get me a pack of cigarettes? Why do I want to cut it off to go and get me a Coke, you know? Yeah, they just shouldn't do it. One of the problems they're having, too, and when we talked earlier about the theft from motor vehicles and people walking down the street just pulling on door handles, people have a bad habit of leaving that key fob in the car. Well, a lot of cars now, you don't have a key to start the car. You have a key fob. So all they do is walk down, they pull on a handle, the key fob's in, they open the car, they push the thing, they're gone. They take the car. Wow. So we cannot leave keys in the car. We can't leave the key fobs in the car. So just be more responsible with your stuff, because there's always consequences after that you may not know. Wow. And you heard it right here first, folks. Right here on Best in Blue on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Best in Blue. Recorded recorded live at KUDZUKIAN Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. Executive producer Larry Robinson. Best in Blue, part of the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Best in Blue.